There we go. All right. So I hope everyone is having a fantastic morning. It's Thursday today, nearly at the weekend. Mind you, for most of us traders, the weekend is the quiet time. So we look forward to the Monday. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Again, hope you're having a fantastic morning. I know it's been a good first week for me. I've really enjoyed it. I unfortunately made some foolish trading errors yesterday. I overtraded right at the end and gave back everything that I earned and a little bit more. So I was taking some big lessons there. And I was discussing with my girlfriend actually, you know, how to change that and how to develop and grow. And she was saying that she was listening to, I can't actually remember his name, who she was listening to, but about that point in time where you make that decision. And there's actually a point where you can fully decide, and there's a chemical imbalance that happens in your brain that creates this sort of shock memory where you go, I'm not going to be doing that again. And so I've written down, and we'll discuss a little bit about the power of words today. But I decided that what I did was I wrote down and said out loud to myself 3 or 4 times. And I decided in that moment that I was going to stick to this rule forever. And I wrote, never again. As soon as you even think about leaving the charts for the day, you must leave. Because I said to myself, it's been a slow day. I'm up by not too bad. I don't mind it. And then I waited, went against what I said, took another trade, lost, and then emotionally traded 2 more and lost them as well. So went back real quick. And I was kicking myself because those are the bad habits, like we were talking about yesterday, the habits. Those are the bad habits that I was trying to remove, but they were still there. Now, in saying that, we start every morning with a bit of gratitude. So I am actually grateful for having those losses and having the ability to discuss them and my emotions out loud with my partner and actually take a really good lesson from it. I'm very grateful for the ability to have a separate outlook. And I often say the last 20 minutes of trading will make the trader. That is where you analyze, you go through the emotions. And I went in, I was kicking myself. I was like, why'd I do this? I'm such an idiot, talking all negative to myself. And, you have to understand that it's okay to feel emotion, right? It's inappropriate to just shut out all emotion. Like I said this yesterday, you have to accept the fact that we are emotional, we have emotions. And so I was like, yep, okay, acknowledge that I feel this way. Acknowledge that I made a mistake, but from here, there's nothing I can do but to move on, to learn and to grow from it. So I had a discussion, we came up with this solution and I wrote it down. And now I can hold my head up high, start another day and go, you know what? I'm thankful for that lesson because I needed it clearly. Now I've got a very stern feeling that every time I think about leaving, I'm just going to go. It doesn't matter where I'm at the day. I'm just going to exit. And I needed this loss or this shock of frustration to impact me in a way that I can stick with that. So my gratitude today is grateful for the lessons, grateful for the ability to discuss my lessons out loud and to have someone I can talk to and learn with. And I'm very grateful for an opportunity to share that with you guys and to actually discuss my findings out loud. So chuck some gratitude into the chat. I'm going to ask you to do this every morning, so you may as well get used to it and get in the flow of sharing your gratitude, sharing the things that you're growing from. And also tomorrow I'm going to ask for you guys to share with us your biggest takeaway from the first week. So I hope if you're here, you're able to take notes. I'm hoping the people who are listening on the podcast are taking notes as well. They obviously can't interact as well, but tomorrow what I'd like you to do is think about the week that we've had and come in sharing some notes. So with that, I'm actually going to pass it over today because we have the lovely Deanna who's decided she would like to reach out and get involved and help me along with this mindset call, which I thought was great. So on Thursdays, we'll be hearing from her. So with all that, I'll hand it over to you, Dana, if you're ready. Deanna, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Please correct me.
It's Deanna. Yeah, you pronounced it around correctly in the beginning. Yes, Deanna. Hello, everyone. My name is Deanna Ries, and yes, I had reached out to Jake, actually quite some time ago now, Jake. I think it was one of those first calls that you had mentioned, like you had taken over for Teresa when she was away. And I remember you saying that you were planning a mindset call, and I thought, oh, I'd like to get involved in some way. Didn't even know what that would look like at that point. I just really liked the whole concept, as I do know how important mindset is, not only in trading, but in our, all the time, right? Day-to-day lives. So, but then I found personally for myself that it has allowed me to have, better flow in my life, just accomplish more. And through that, I'm not saying that we're not going to have some difficult times, some challenging times, but being able to manage those times of our lives in a more level way, in a more balanced way. Experience the emotions, and that's what I mentioned to you just in the chat this morning. We're meant to feel our emotions. We're meant to feel all of those different types of emotions, if it's being upset, angry, fear, but then also being able to have the opportunity to feel the higher vibrations as well. Higher vibration where we are able to experience, if it's grief, if it's fear, or whatever that emotion may be, and then be able to move through that and get back into a place of being balanced, a place of gratitude, of happiness and joy. So just before we get going here, I just wanted to mention that because it really linked to what you were talking about regarding your trading experience. Was that yesterday, Jake? Sorry, I just had a little bit of leg getting on. Okay.
Yesterday,
so Jake, maybe can we somehow? I just noticed it's popping. The screen is popping around. Do you want to do something like that? Is that better? If I
what was that, sorry?
Show myself. Should I be in the screen when we're doing this? Sorry, I got a glare. Let's see if I can change that. Okay.
You're in the screen. You can share your screen if you want to, but otherwise, for me, you're in the screen. So.
Okay, good. Excellent. I just have a funny glare, and it's from my light. So give me 1 minute. I'm going to try it on a little dimmer. It's a light that I haven't used so much, so I'm going to try it a little bit dimmer.
I think I got the same one.
Yeah. And I have a little, because I wear glasses, I have a ring right in my eye.
Yeah, it's all right.
I haven't used it in this way, so I'm going to try it in a different location. That's a little better. It's not quite so crazy in my head. Okay, so as Jake said, I am Deanna Ries, and I'm from Medicine Hat, Alberta. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my how I've come to trading, and a little bit about my background. And then today, depending on time, I have a little bit of information I'm wanting to share. And if anyone's wanting to get involved, certainly they certainly can get involved. Share either through the chat or unmute yourself. Yeah, I guess I'll just jump right into it. So thank you, Jake. Thank you for including me in your session today, and for future weeks on the Thursdays.
You're welcome.
So I've come to trading about let's see here. I guess I'm actually at over 2 years ago, and maybe I'm going to just give a little bit of background pre-trading, and it's still part of who I am now. I am a Qigong instructor and have been for 15 years, and I have a Qigong business, and I have over the years been teaching classes, group classes, and individual sessions, one-on-one Qigong sessions. And the Qigong is really my passion. It's been the way I've been able to become healthy. I've healed myself through this practice, and I've been able to learn how to look after themselves and live healthy, balanced lives. So what brought me to trading was Qigong is, like I said, is my passion. I mentioned that. But what has happened is I find that it's not really an area that I've been able to kind of generate an income that supports my household. So I find that usually I'm needing to have something else alongside. So I do my Qigong practice, teaching classes, one-on-ones, and then have some other form of income. And when I was introduced to trading through IM Academy through an acquaintance of mine. I thought, well, that's an opportunity for me to support my family by able to be, being a independent individual, self-employed, continue to focus both my classes, do the kind of qigong and my business there, and then being able to find a way to actually create and generate an income from home that would sustain my family and move into the future of having the compounding account. So, that's kind of why I was attracted to trading, having that independent side. I work really well on my own. I'm, committed and dedicated to myself and my family to create an income from home. So through that, through the trading, I came to qigong, or pardon me, from qigong. That's been all along. And what I found that the qigong side of things has allowed the balance, helping me to keep my emotions in check while I'm going through the learning of the trading. So I didn't realize in the beginning, I knew I would be learning, and I knew that there'd be a lot to learn, but didn't understand how much. And so that was, I jumped basically right in, got going the summer of 2021. Things are going good, just going through all the training through IM Academy, just going from training to training, taking like copious amounts of notes. But what I was finding is I wasn't really taking action. I was jumping from one strategy to another strategy, just all those kinds of things, right? And so I got to a point where, okay, I need to make a decision here. My husband and I had a conversation and need to make a decision. What can I do to move forward in a way that allows me to not need to go and find a day job? Because part of it is, I came to trading to create an income, not really understanding that, it takes a little longer than I anticipated. And that's okay. I've come to terms with that, and I'm good with that now. And my husband and I have created where I have this time. I do have some time, not a large amount of time, but I do have some time. So 1 year later, almost a year and a bit, not quite a year and a half, I'm still on this journey of learning, trading, definitely improving, and have had some challenges along the way. Some of those challenges were through trading, and some of them are other life challenges. I've had some really major life events in the past year happening in 2021, and a couple really big life events. And so what this being self-employed and independent allowed me was being able to take a little bit of time for myself, but keep learning this this business of trading, and then my other business as well. So having that combination. So through that, there was a lot of emotions, because these challenges, they were, I needed time to grieve, I needed time to heal, and trading allowed me to do that, because I could still learn, I could still get up and get on with the educators. Hadn't really pinned down or nailed down which strategy I was going to participate in. And so I came across Teresa in late fall of last year of 2021, and decided that I liked, I don't know, I guess I liked her story. I kind of could relate to her story, and that she was from Alberta. I know that, she hasn't been living in Alberta in the last while, but, she's still a Canadian, and that kind of resonated with me, and thought, I can learn from this person. So I've been getting on with Teresa's calls now for almost a year. I'm approaching a year. I'm just going to glance at my notes here quickly. So I approaching a year of training with Teresa, learning from Teresa. Still made some mistakes along the way, and I'm still making some mistakes, but learning through those mistakes. And but what I've found has really helped me is making that decision that I'm following. I'm learning the Boss Candle strategy with Teresa, and Teresa Guthrie, for those of you that maybe don't know her. I think you're all most likely familiar with Teresa. And so then through that, realizing, okay, there's some other areas that I could incorporate. I decided that I don't want to keep jumping from one thing to the next with regards to strategy and educators, but seeing that there was some opportunity as needed. So when needed, I'll go and do the training. If it's training in DeLorean with one of the other educators in IM Academy, or if it's going and seeing about maybe I can expand my knowledge in the TDI and EMA shift trades, those kinds of things. So just as needed now, and keep learning with Teresa and trading with Teresa through those morning sessions. So because of these mistakes, I made some large losses, some significant large losses, and had to make a decision that, I'm going to keep at this. I know this works. I see people that are accomplishing, amazing things with trading, if it's with IM Academy or in other ways. And so part of it for me has been just my commitment, my dedication to learning trading and being able to bring that forward with me into my future, into my family's future, creating an income, as I said initially, so I can replace a day job. But then not only that, being able to create more even in time generational wealth, being able to help my son and my grandchildren and help them with their lives moving forward. Just that, as we all know, the cost of living, right? And just helping maybe just give them a little bit of what do I want to say, like not a handout, but help them forward. I've had some help in the past and that financially, and that has really made a difference. The leg up, yes, thank you, Leah. Just wasn't coming to me. So from this, what I guess, if you're new to trading, if you're not new to trading, because I'm not brand new to trading, I'm still learning though, and I can see this will be an ongoing process, and I'm okay with that. I'm starting to see progress forward, which is really exciting. Now, I've been excited along the way, but at times maybe had to be a little more reserved and more in the kind of keeping it steady day to day. Yes, it's good to get excited. I've learned that I get excited about a win, and then, which is good. We want to celebrate that. But then the next day I'd lose it. So not being consistent, right? These ups and downs that don't allow consistency. And yes, there will be some losses, but through that, knowing that gradual, steady increase, if it's 3% a day, 4%, 5%, whatever your trading plan you've set up for yourself, working towards that. Where I would have maybe a big win, have that 10% day, and then have many days of losses, and so that pulls the person down. And that brings me back to mindset, and I'm going to tie this into mindset now, and how I really believe that, and I know in my heart the reason I'm still here, because there's many people after the kind of some of the things I've been through in the past over a year wouldn't still be learning trading. They would have moved on. But I've learned from my previous experiences and the past year's experiences that I am someone that follows through, takes action, and I have a large why. And maybe in the beginning, that why was more of a high level. And I've now really started to make that more detailed. And I found that has really helped, knowing that each day I wake up, and I wake up like Jake is starting this session with gratitude, just so thankful, so grateful that I found trading, that I'm grateful for the life that I do have, my health, my family, and my business, my Qigong business. And so being able to then bring those parts of me into trading, and that's what I keep doing each and every day, working towards becoming a profitable, successful trader. So through my experience, as I said, I talked about some of these different areas of challenges potentially. Well, they were challenges for me. They may not be for you. What I would recommend is know your why. Write it down in detail, and keep expanding on it, because this is gonna adjust and shift as you go through. Be committed to your trading journey. treat your trading as a real business. This is a business. This is work that needs to be done. It's not, it's serious, right? We're serious. You can have fun. Like, don't get me wrong. I want you to have fun and enjoy yourself, but set a schedule. Create that schedule for yourself and work towards it. Doesn't mean that some days maybe you're not going to accomplish everything that you had hoped to accomplish or scheduled to accomplish. No different than with working for an employer. That can happen as well, right? But we're working for ourselves, and it's what I know from being self-employed is it's easy to get distracted with other responsibilities. It doesn't mean those other responsibilities are not important. It just means that you need to carve out time each day, each week, to ensure that you're building your business forward. And I certainly had some periods of time where the building forward wasn't happening, but I was still showing up, still doing the training. There's a lot of how I put it, how I explain it to my family, the foundation. You spend a lot of time, right? If you're building a house from brand new, that foundation needs a lot of emphasis. I've been working on the foundation. So create that schedule, as I mentioned. Follow through on the schedule, do the work, take action. For many months, I was training, but not taking the action. So once I started taking the action, then I started noticing that while my training, those things that I'm learning are now, I'm able to start apply. So applying that information, that training, that learning, bringing it into now that's it's knowledge that I have. Learn from the educators. They are where they are, doing what they're doing because of their successes, because of their knowledge. So learn from them. Sometimes I wasn't necessarily following what they were teaching. What I found is once I made the decision that I'm following Teresa, not exclusively, but making that my focus, I found that I've now created movement forward, progress forward, and starting to be able to move towards that vision that I have for myself. Create your trading plan. Know your rules. Have these written down or typed out, whatever works best for you. Follow your rules and the trading plan and track your progress. So, you don't want to only have those and spend the time on building those plans, but you want to be following those and updating as needed. And so then that allows for that movement forward. Because there was a period of time, it was kind of like a bit, I would feel like I'm on this treadmill, I'm getting the exercise, I'm exercising the brain, learning, and I noticed Jake has put a note in there, learn, action, right? So it's good to learn, apply that, learn, apply. And so I think that's really good. And Teresa teaches that through doing homework, right? Now, if that just doesn't resonate very well with you, I like, and it's not that I dislike how Teresa's explaining that, but sometimes we relate that back to being a child, and maybe you yourself and don't have a good relationship with doing homework, but that learning and then taking action and applying, right?
Can I just share a quick analogy that we've got of that? So I actually really like this, and I learned this one from Fraser Brooks, and it's basically, if you imagine your left foot and your right foot, and learning is your left and taking action is your right. If you learn a little bit, take action, learn a little bit, take action, you're going to be moving forward. But if you just sit there and learn, you're going around in circles, right? You're not actually getting anywhere. You're not actually taking any action. But if you just take action and don't develop and just taking mistakes and action, you're going to be going around in circles as well. So you've got to think about them at left foot, right foot. You need to have both working in sync. Learn something, take action on it. Learn something, take action on it. It's the only way to move forward. If you're just doing the action without developing your learning skills, you're going to go around in circles. If you just learn and never take action, you're going to go around in circles. So I thought this was a really good analogy that when I first heard it, it stuck with me quite a lot, because I was always a learner and not an action taker. And so remember that you have to learn and take action in sync rather than just do one. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. So go ahead, Deanna.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. And who was the author, the book? You mentioned that?
I actually learned it from Fraser Brooks, just on his online learnings. Fraser Brooks is a network marketing ninja. Is his
well, name. That's great. Yeah, because not everybody maybe has the time or learn as well through reading, like maybe a combination of reading and video, right? So that's a good way to bring in these different strategies, these different ways of applying, right? Taking the information that you've learned and then the application of that. So thank you for sharing, Jake. That's very helpful. absolutely.
You're welcome.
So yeah, so then, because, I didn't have that action in the beginning. And then when I did start taking action, didn't always necessarily make the right decisions, made mistakes, wasn't following my plan. Learned really quickly there's a reason for these things. And so, but what I would say through all of that, even though, yes, there's been challenges, yes, I've had some mistakes, um, I have learned. I've been, as long as you learn through those mistakes, I learn forward, right? Um, and so then I've been able to then say, okay, what has allowed me on top of those things to keep going? And really, that is my mindset, and I know it is, and my family support, having the support where I could focus on trading. That could be a really large part of my day is placed um, on creating a way of creating an income through trading. So we're not going to get through all of this today, but I want to touch on it. I really wanted to give that background so you understood where I was coming from. My training and my Qigong training is, and maybe you're not familiar with Qigong, and that's okay. It's a mind, body, spirit practice. It's similar to Tai Chi. There is more, I guess, in the style that I teach, because there is thousands of Qigong styles. In the style that I teach, and I've been learning and applying in my own life, it's a focus on health and wellness, on prevention. So in the beginning, it's about getting healthier and then staying healthier. And through that, not only through movement, not only through part of traditional Chinese medicine, not only through this practice of looking after myself in movement, breath, visualization, healing, sound, also in all of that helps to build up a positive mindset, a balanced mindset, or a way to come back to balance more quickly. Because as Jake started out this morning, we will have different challenges, and we're to have those emotions that are attached to those challenges. Not attached, that's not the right word. Because of those experiences, we will have at times, and we should be having, not just feeling of joy and happiness. And of course, that is my go-to. That is what I'm working towards each and every day. But there will be times where I'm sad. There will be times that I have other emotions that are part of my day-to-day life. What Qigong has taught me is to bring myself back to balance, bring myself back to being able to feel those feelings, and then transition to my next emotion in a very balanced and way of keeping myself involved in my life, where I'm able to move forward. And so in the mindset, what I have planned for today, which, because my introduction took a little bit longer than I was anticipating, just wanted to give that background. It's focusing in on, Jake talked about this earlier in the week, and I really like that he talked about it, and he mentioned it this morning about the positive, powerful words, how we speak to ourselves, how we identify with ourselves with regards to the words we use, our self-talk, or how we may explain to someone about something, keeping this positive self-talk, or working towards the positive self-talk. So today I'm going to have this introduction around positive words, how words are powerful, using words in the positive way to keep your self-talk positive. So I'm drawing from my background in Qigong, my personal journey, and from the teachings, training through Master Lee Holden, Grandmaster Mantak Chia, Master Lin, and other Qigong instructors and masters that I've had the privilege to learn from over the years, and in person and online, and also Mr. Wayne Dyer. And so some of these, also there's some research that has been done with regards to that I've done online through Qigong research and health and wellness websites. I see that we're approaching, a 10-minute limit here, so I'm going to just go into this quickly, and then you'll have some time to work with some of this information between now and I can continue next Thursday. So these are some I am statements. First, I have a quote that I want to read to you, and then we'll get into a couple examples of an I am statement. And I have adapted this through some of the teachings and learnings of Mr. Wayne Dyer. This first quote, though, comes from Master Lee Holden, is my personal master instructor in Qigong. Where the mind goes, energy flows. Put it in the positive. What you put your attention on grows. Focus your energy on what you want, not what you don't want. Instead of trying to avoid the negative, focus on your deepest desires. Remember, don't feel the lack of what's missing. Rejoice in what is, and in your power to create. Where the mind goes, energy flows. So this is, repetition. We keep learning. Thank you, Jake. Yes, I love it too. And I have this actually for me. I have a little quote card. So I have these quote cards that keep it where, put it in the positive. I have these up in my office space throughout my home, these different motivational affirmations or phrases that allow me to have the repetition to keep reminding myself that I need to be positive. Yes, I can have those other experiences, those other emotions, those other feelings. Come back to the positive, right? Focus and rejoice. Be grateful, as Jake is teaching us each morning. But do that not only in the morning, do that all day long. Do that with your family and your friends. So the positive self-talk, I am phrases, affirmations, statements are linked and aligned with your goals. You visualize as if you have already accomplished your goal. Create your I am phrase, your affirmation, with your goals in mind. These can be trading goals. These can be your life goals. These can be your life goals. These could be steps within those goals, because often we need to break down not only these bigger goals for ourselves into more manageable pieces or bite size. And so I'm going to just give you a few examples, and then I want you between now and next Thursday to come up with some phrases of your own, some affirmations, and maybe you're someone that you'll just get going with them and find your version, because I want this to be so that it's meaningful for you. So the I am blank, the positive word, phrase of words or affirmation, the statement, I am grateful, I am loved, I am successful, I am confident, I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am wise, I am wealthy, I am living a life of abundance, I am healthy, or I am getting healthier every day, I am healed, or I am healing and getting stronger every day, I am inspiring people through my work, I am not pushed by my problems. I am led by my dreams, my goals, you could add in there whatever, is meaningful to you. You can get more specific here. This is where it can be specific to learning trading as an income, compounding trading, pardon me. I am a successful, profitable trader. I am a successful, profitable 7-figure trader. Maybe you want to add a date to that. You can, bring these more into so that you're already living and experiencing and have accomplished these I am statements, affirmations, phrases. I am grateful for my family and friends. I am healthy and loving my life. I am pain-free. I am kind and generous. I am a perfect partner for my perfect partner. I am patient. I am perfect just the way I am. And often we pick away at some of these things. So just take some time over the next few days and build on it. We have just a few minutes left. Personalize. I want you to know that I've had to work on this, starting out with the small I am phrases and creating the bigger, more detailed I am phrases. Thank you today for listening, for joining in. I hope that you received some value through what I shared. you have any questions, we're kind of running out of time, but I have a couple minutes if there's anything that came up or that you want to share. And if there's not enough time, you could reach out to Jake, and he could pass along the information to me. In the future, I will send out at the beginning of a session some contact information where how you can get a hold of me. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And in the future, I will jump more into the topic of the session a little more quickly. But like I say, thank you for listening and allowing me to provide my background, just so you get a little better understanding of where I'm coming from and who I am. And I'm looking forward to becoming more of the community that we're creating, the community, Jake, that you're creating. And so I appreciate once again, Jake, that you're willing to have me be part of your group and assist you through the week. And I will do my best to be here through the sessions. There may be some mornings that I'm just not available due to my schedule, but know that you can count on me being here on Thursdays.
Sounds good. No, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for sharing. It was great. It's only week 1 of this hopefully long-term experiment and community that we're building here. So it was really nice to get to know you and get to know a little bit more of your background, so that as the weeks proceed, we can understand more of why and what you have to share. Just adding on to that last little bit about the I am statements, I think they are really powerful. If you want to take it one step further, try and connect some emotion to those words. I mean, when I first heard about I am statements, I was just like sitting at the screen reading them, like, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And I was like, this isn't doing anything for me. Of course it wasn't, because I was doing what I was meant to do and not finding the passion within it. And so if you're going to go down the path of I am statements, which I really, really recommend, it is very powerful, but take your time, find something that's meaningful for you and actually connect that emotion to it. So when you read it, it actually hits you on the inside. You can feel it. The words will actually connect with an emotion, and that's what's going to drive it further. Like, it's the emotion that we hold to the words that really drive through the power of them. And we can have like the negative emotion to a word, and when we hear that word, it's like, oh, and vice versa. We can have a positive word and we might have such a good connection in a positive manner with that word that when we hear it, we're like, oh, that's right, I love this word,
Yeah. So when I chose those, Jake, I chose them, and each time I said those words, they're in my heart. I feel those in my heart. I picked those for specific reasons. So that's why I'm saying each needs to personalize. And I like that you expanded on that. Yeah, feel the emotion attached to it. Absolutely.
Exactly. I think that's the key aspect of the I am statement. So thank you very much, Deanna. It was very, very insightful, and I look forward to hearing what more you have on the topic next week. Like I said, tomorrow we'll come back and try and think about the week we've just had. Use it as like a recap. We're going to go through and discuss a couple of things, summarize a little bit of the week, come in with a few more bits and pieces. But I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway of the week has been for all of those that have been able to be here, even if it's for one lesson. Think about it. I'm hoping you're taking notes. Think about what it is that was your key takeaway from this week, and write it down, and you can put it up somewhere and use that to reminisce on. But we're running out of time. So to my traders, I will see you very soon. To everyone else who is on or is listening on the podcast, I will see you tomorrow or speak to you tomorrow. But for now, I will love you and leave you all. And yes, we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.